Hey, welcome back everyone, Jayborino here. This is Xeyed Nascency, a custom campaign for Starcraft 2. Mission 3, Sabotage. Just as the third Xeyed strain, the Mendling, was ready for intensive field testing, the host Umojan facility goes dark. The Xeyed were already en route and so maintained their course. Dr. Riley Allen offers the services of the Xeyed to find out what has happened to the facility and to clear the top level of the facility for when Umojan security forces arrive. Alright, so we have an antagonist. Let's get in there and see what's happening here. Ooh. Upgrades. In the last test, I announced that some improvements for the Xeyedling would be available. Piercing points or elongated thrust. So, damage against armored or range. That's a tough choice in my opinion. You can choose from one of two improvements depending on which will be the better choice in the current situation. You'll be able to choose in each future test. Well, Dr. Carl Allen, the problem is I don't know what the situation really is, so I really have no idea which of these would be better. I kind of want to take piercing point. These are both good. I like range. 2 range. If it was like 1 range, I'd definitely go for the against armored. I think I'm going to go for elongated thrust. I hope that's not a mistake. But that's what I'm feeling right now. And we'll see what happens in this mission. I have no idea. If it seems like the range really works well for us, I may take that in future missions. Alright, Research Lab KD 3027, 17 hours after things go dark. We have arrived. Be careful. The automated security forces of the facility are on red alert and have been reprogrammed to target our Xeyed. So we do not know who's causing this. So some intrigue happening right now as we discover the cause. So we see a lot of Xeyed being released from pens. I wonder if we have to go around and like rescue these groups, or perhaps kill them. I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be base building or what. If we'll have like a little base that we can have to push through this broken down facility, or maybe it's going to be a micro map. I think it's a micro map if I remember right from the forums. So it looks like we saw the Xeyed being released, but we're losing contact with them. Most additional Xeyed coming through other access ways have disappeared from our sensor net. It is likely that we have lost control of them. Yikes! That's bad news! This is unfortunately the case. Strong HME signals originating from the sublevel have overtaken our own and seized control of the Xeyed. HME, probably a hive-mind emulator, I assume. Fortunately, we can keep control of a smaller regiment by focusing our HME signals onto these specific units. I hope we make do with what we have left. Okay. Cool, so now we have Mendlings, they have rapid transfusion. We need to get past all the hacked security forces to reach the sublevel entrance, which is deeper in the facility. Let's check this out. In this and future missions, players will have the ability to choose between upgrades for certain units at the start of each mission. Pick the best upgrade for the mission for the best results. Again, that's hard. That's difficult advice to follow because, you know, you don't know what's going to be happening in a mission before you pick the upgrades. They're pretty comparable, though. The important thing is that the upgrades are both good, so you can kind of trade one for the other. Micro mission, I'm pretty sure we get the idea there. Mendling is a healer unit. You can use right-click to cast on specific targets or simply allow the autocast to do the work. The Mendling is created at the Xeyed Den via larva and requires a mutagen chamber to mutate. Alright, well, we're not at full energy. I think I'm going to go ahead and turn off autocast. Hopefully that's not a mistake. Up the game speed there. And we do have our upgraded range on our Xeyedlings. So what is our range here? 6 compared to Mendlings, which are 5, actually. Alrighty. Reach the facility's sub-level entrance. Let's get going. We have 4 Scorpilisks. I'm going to try my best to get that right this time around. And security forces. Alright, so these are actually armored. Okay, yeah, so these are armored, which means... Let's go ahead and cast some auto heal here. That's nice. That's actually really nice. I like the idea that you just right-click, you can prioritize what gets healed as opposed to just letting autocast do too much and wasting a lot of energy. Okay, so let's push through here. Oh, it's an Eradicator. I was going to say an Annihilator. It's an Eradicator. Oh, dear. You have to run away. Oh, get out of there. Oh, that was close. All right, go ahead and... It's not auto heal because I don't have the auto cast on. Let's just go ahead and turn it on. We should be fine. And if we ever run into a situation where I really feel like sitting around and waiting for energy, I'll do it. But rapid transfusion is really, really good. These Mendlings are fantastic. They are great. I will be the first to say it. They are just dandy. Alrighty, you're gonna run away. Run away! Stop! Let him out. Okay, turn and fight. I don't know if we're losing anything in these fights. We haven't lost a Mendling, and we haven't lost a Scorpilisk. So that's really all that's important to me. We have 60. That seems right. That seems probably what we started with here. I don't see why I'm trying to kite these things back. If I could pull small groups of them, that would make sense, but it seems like I'm just pulling the whole group as it is. Flame turrets. I'm going to go ahead and grab my Xeyedlings and do this with them and my Mendlings. I'm going to leave my Scorpolisks back because they're just going to run into the fire and die. So let's swing down here and attack. Don't let the fire hit you. Okay, turret down. There's another one down here, so let's swing in here, destroy this, and destroy the fire. Cool, and everything's coming up Millhouse. Let's move right on in here, destroy this. Destroy it! Okay, great, yikes. And then we have Rapid Transfuse, saving one of my Xeyedlings right here. Let's continue moving forward. And then let's go ahead and bring down our Scorpolisks as well. A little scary, and then I really should be taking this a little slower because energy is going to become a major issue on these Mendlings. These Mendlings are just going to take a little too much damage and end up dying. It scares me. It scares me. Scorpolisks. Why don't we just poke up here and see what's here while we wait? Yeah, I see you, you little dick. The question is, can my super fancy Xeyedlings outrange that Perdition turret? I don't know. Let's go ahead and move on in here. Focus the Perdition turret. Oh, we lost a Scorpolisk. Run away. Everybody run away. We lost one Scorpolisk. That was unfortunate. All right, well, let's go ahead and heal him up. I don't know if a heal really would have saved that one. It was getting focused down pretty hard. Tried to get it out of there in time. Not quite. 3 turrets here I think we can handle with what we have. What are these? I assume armored. So our Scorpolisks do really good against armored, but not light. Okay, we're getting some additional units here. That's not bad. All right, I like the look of this. So now we have 4 Mendlings. Excellent. Some additional units that were not lost. Also, I must warn you, there are a number of Zerg signatures in the next lab section. They must have broken out of their cells in the attack. All right, so regular Zerg don't scare me at all because they are Zergling, Roach, Hydra, which I feel like I counter perfectly. The Scorpolisks are going to do really, really well against Zerglings and Hydras, while our Xeyedlings are just going to sit in back and, you know, I guess Roaches, like Master Roach, might be the only thing that really gives us a problem. Stop doing that with the I don't like that at all. Here's what I'm going to do. This is going to be interesting, but I'm going to grab 1 Scorpolisk, and then my Xeyedlings and my Mendlings. One Scorpolisk. We're going to move in and have him take the heat. And we can outrange it with everything else. There we go. Is there another one over here? Yep, there is. God damn it. All right, heal him up. Let's do the same thing with a different one. Move on over here. Okay, and we just don't want to be taking too much mass damage because then our Mendlings are just going to end up wasting all of their energy to heal up a ton of units that are getting hit by AoE damage. It's just, it's so painful to deal with. Okay, now we can move up with the Scorpolisks. Gotta be a little careful on these micro missions. I like micro missions because I like figuring out the ways to play things just right to not lose too much. Heading into Zerg territory now. Not really afraid of these Zerglings. I'm going to turn off Rapid Transfusion here because 1 Zergling attacking our Scorpithids is going to trigger a Rapid Transfusion, which is just a huge waste of energy. So until we start getting into some bigger fights here, which this might be one of them, let's go ahead and back up, turn and fight. I saw a bunch of units come out of nowhere. Let's turn on Rapid Transfuse here. And the Scorpithids are just blasting through the Zerglings like I considered. All right, move. And, oh, we lost 1. Not a big deal. Okay, so we lost 1 Scorpolisk in that whole engagement. We have all of our Mendlings alive, all of our Xeyedlings alive. All right, now let's go ahead and turn this off. Save your energy. And I feel like that went pretty well. Let's explore this room tentatively. And if we have to, we'll turn on Rapid Transfusion. We have a ramp here. It seems they're using the Xeyed they took over against us. There's Xeyed in the next section waiting for us. Ah, some Xeyed v Xeyed action. Been waiting for that right here. And I noticed that we're moving faster in this room because we're on creep. I'm unable to confer them back to our control. The opposition is too strong. We will simply have to cut through them to reach the source of their director. And I'm really intrigued to know who is controlling these Xeyed. I don't know. All right, let's grab a few and then back up. I can kite these Scorpolisks a little bit. Not too much, but... All right, their Xeyedlings don't seem to be have any like 1/1 upgrades or anything like that. That would be real dirty if they did. Let's see if we can draw a few of these warbots to us. Sentry bots, not warbots. Okay, now we're going to turn on Rapid Transfusion. We're going to heal up our Scorpolisks. And then... just 2 Xeyedlings here, yeah. So I'm doing my best just to pull some units, not too many, and I'm also doing my best to really conserve my Mendlings' energy. And I'm also obviously procrastinating right now as we wait for that energy to tick up just a little bit. And you know what? I'm going to shamelessly take a sip of beer so that we get, 4 or 5 ticks as well. Mmm. Delicious. Nothing like a good swig of some Weihenstephan Hefeweiss beer. All right, continuing, I assume we're going to be up against the same types of groups. We can pull just the Scorpithid. 2 separate gate controls must be accessed to pass into this sub-level entrance. Once you destroy them, the gate should open. 2 Zeedlings right here. Let's just destroy these unless there's something behind them. Okay, I see them. They're on the map, so let's go left first. I really don't think it's going to make a difference. I'm curious to know if there's going to be an opportunity to pick up more Xeyed, because it seems like all the ones here are under whoever the antagonist's control is, which is quite interesting. Run, friend. It seems like they still attack units that I try to turn around and run with, which makes this a little tricky sometimes. It's hard to micro units out, especially in the small corridors. My units get stuck. Oh, that's nice. Oh yeah, this guy alone got aggroed on me. Oh, that's perfect actually. Let's go ahead and turn on some healing. Okay, and that was really nice. The fact that the Eradicator got grabbed. All right, go ahead and heal these guys up, and we should be able to just auto-attack right through this stuff. You fellow are a little low. Turn on that rapid transfuse, and let's see. All right, just a couple Scorpilisks. Well, a bunch of stuff here, but we can grab just a little bit at a time. Turn this off. Now fight. Nice. And the big thing is not wasting rapid transfusion on units that have only taken a little bit of damage. That's what I'm trying to not do, at least. All right, another Eradicator. Turn on rapid transfusion. And let's turn and fight now. We're going to move this guy because he's getting hit. Wow, he's still getting attacked. It's interesting how even though I try to right-click my units away, normally enemy units would change their prioritization because other units are registered as more of a threat. But they really just like hitting those weak units. It's kind of like Warcraft 3 AI. Warcraft 3 AI was sort of centered around killing your weak units as opposed to killing what was the most direct threat to them. All right, 1 gate controlled down. Okay, let's swing down here. I assume this is the gate we need to go through later. Let's turn on rapid transfusion trait quick. Turn it off. And we're looking, we have good energy on we have really good energy actually on my Swarm Queens right now. Because my Zeedlings are in front, I'm going to try to save it. It's really hard to micro in these little corners, these hallways and corners of hallways here. It's really, really tricky. So, got to do my best to not lead with the Zeedlings. How about that? We haven't lost any. We've lost 2 Scorpilisks, but otherwise we're in decent shape. What do we have here? Let's auto-attack through this. No Eradicator, so that's really good. It's kind of hard to tell the difference between my units and the enemy's Xeyed because we're colored very similarly. All right, let's run away from the Eradicator. All right, let's fight now. We have Rapid Transfusion on. I'm going to try to grab this fellow and just run away. Change its aggression just a little bit. Turn off Rapid Transfuse. And here's the gate control. All right, we've done it. We've opened the gate. I'm going to quick save right now in case something horrible happens. And we have not found any other Xeyed. I guess all the ones in this section were taken over. The gates have opened. The way into the sub-level access is opened. When you get through, you can find the source of what has taken over the other Xeyed forces. Okay, through the gate we go. I'm a little nervous. Who knows what's going to happen? We have a decent-sized force here. I feel like maybe I should hotkey stuff, but no, let's go. Haven't used many hotkeys in the past, so why start now? Rapid Transfusion, you've been turned back on. It appears a very large security bot has been deployed to prevent us from reaching the sub-level. We're going to have to destroy it. Be sure to sustain minimal damage and to heal damaged units. It has an immensely strong hull and array of different weapons that we'll use. Ares? Okay, the Ares is an armored reactionary equipment system. It has 4 different weapons. So very similar to Wings of Liberty campaign, all-purpose, anti-armored. Little to no splash from the all-purpose, anti-armored, fires multiple missiles for volley, can be dodged if the target is moving. Additional to armored. Okay, anti-infantry napalm, does splash damage in an area, continuous stream of fire, and then the repelling shockwave, not something we saw from the Ares before. After a charge of the Ares sends out a blast, pushing units back and dealing damage in the area. When the Ares hull is destroyed, its main guns will appear on a walker and continue to use its all-purpose cannons until death. Okay. Quick save now, and there it is. Oh, I see. Okay, so those small circles are its all-purpose cannons, and it doesn't seem to be doing too much damage. There's random turrets just sort of hanging around. There's the shockwave and the missile batteries. I think probably the best thing to do against this thing is to surround it as best we can. I mean, I'm not a fan of the shockwave, but if we can just sort of spread ourselves out and avoid that, good lord. All right, so yeah, I think that this sort of concave is going to work best. Run, friend. Run again. I mean, the Scorpiothins cannot really avoid the shockwaves, so that's going to be tricky. You guys need to move. Just avoid the shockwaves. Not the shockwaves, but the missiles. This is going really well. I'm going to quick save right now. Avoid this. Now, if I read that correctly, there's a second phase to this. Oh, dear, we lost a Mendling. That's not good at all. Trying to avoid the normal attacks, but that's kind of the least of my priorities. I'm just trying to avoid the normal attacks. All right, here, its normal guns are set up. It looks like it's trying to attack just one Mendling. I'm trying to run away, but I'm not quite fast enough. I'm trying to try my best to kite this around. It looks like you can't even avoid this, but I have my other two Mendlings, or one Mendling at this point, trying to heal it up. We did survive, but now we only have 8 Zeedlings and a single Mendling. That may be the end, but I'm not sure. That was tricky. I lost a lot of units. Now that our path to the sub-level is unhindered, we shall make our way in. I can already see the tension on the tools we're using to keep control of our Xeyed forces. We will set up some scavengers and SCVs in so we can set up our base of operations. We will need to bolster our current forces as much as possible. Oh, okay. Hey, and that was fully micro. I wasn't sure if that was going to transition into a macro mission or what, but either way, that was really fun. The boss, I think, is quite tricky. You cannot just carelessly attack into it, that's for sure. And I think the circle strategy seemed to work pretty well. When I saw that the missiles were AoE, and then that napalm fired in a relatively straight line, it was all really just about concentrating its attacks in one direction. So you could split into maybe 2 groups, maybe 3, or just a big circle like I did. That second phase, I don't know if maybe the Zeedlings would have been fast enough or the Scorpiothins would have been fast enough, but the Mendling was not fast enough to kite around its normal attack in circles. So it was sort of just like a DPS race to make sure you could kill it before it could kill you, because there was no way to really avoid that attack. I was moving at full speed, and it was still able to hit me. But fun boss fight nonetheless. I like that this transitioned into a micro mission, and there's some plot intrigue now. Who's breaking into this facility? Who's trying to take control of our Xeyed? Alrighty, this has been JayborinoPlays. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye now.